For this week's video, I want to go back to my last video, the LARP versus LARP. Matt Dillahunty, secular humanist versus Brittany, nihilist, optimistic nihilist. In my last video, I demonstrated that their worldview is reality equals materialism, R equals M, and how that axiom, that foundational axiom, that foundational equation of R equals M always leads to nihilism, and then now nihilism is leading to absurdism because that's how the logic goes. That's how the math equation of their worldview axiom follows its logical conclusion. Secular humanist to nihilist to absurdism, and the logical conclusion of absurdism is the Joker from The Dark Knight. And the Joker in The Dark Knight, he is a consistent absurdist. He is an agent of chaos. He is somebody that actually believes absurdism and nihilism. He really believes it. He's logically consistent with his axiom, with his worldview. And he goes around Gotham and he is the Axiom Hunter. He hunts their axioms, exposes their axioms, and proves to a lot of them, that they're just arbitrary axioms. He proves it with Batman, with Batman's rule of no uh, taking out people, no deleting of people, and Joker uses that against Batman. Joker tells him, "Show your face. If not, I'm gonna start taking out people," and Joker does, and Batman does not show his face. With Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent's axiom is like a social, civic, uh, secular, law and order axiom, right? When push comes to shove, Joker turns him right into a hardcore nihilist that uses a coin flip to decide if people live or die. I mean, he turns Harvey Dent into a version of himself, but yeah, I think even more crazy. Uh, what else did he do? He tests the people of Gotham on the ferry, right? He tests the people of Gotham, puts a bomb on the ferry of citizens and a bomb on a ferry of convicts, prisoners. And what are the prison? I mean, what do the citizens do? They take a democratic vote, right? They take a democratic vote, totally secular. This movie is like secular humanism played out. Christopher Nolan like beautifully demonstrated a secular humanist city worldview taking place in this movie, and the Joker comes in and tests everybody's axioms for being arbitrary. Because Joker knows if you're an absurdist, you know it's all arbitrary. You know it's all made up. You know even the mob. He tests the mob. The mob's axiom is money and power. What does he do to them? He takes their money and burns it. Takes them out easily. He's completely fearless because he actually believes it, right? When he goes to the hospital and sees Harvey Dent, he puts the loaded pew pew, right? It's YouTube, so I gotta say the words, you know. He puts the loaded pew pew in his hand and puts it right to him, to his own forehead, and says, "Hey, go ahead." And Harvey Dent reaches for his coin, and Joker likes that. He's like, "Yes, do it. Flip the coin." And then that's the creation of Two Face. Uh, but back to the ferry, right? Yeah. So let's go back a little bit. So Batman doesn't do what the Joker says, and a bunch of people get deleted, right? Because Batman's his arbitrary rules. If you can't show his face, you can't delete nobody. You can't. He could take out the Joker, but he doesn't. In the scene where he has the Bat Pod, the motorcycle, he could have ran him over right there and taken him out. He didn't do it, right? He should have done it. He should have done it. But his arbitrary, fake morality that's not grounded in anything but himself, right? No transcendence grounding at all. back and then to the ferry. The ferry's an interesting one, right? The ferry is one of the best tests that the Joker does. His axiom test. He says when he's getting interrogated by Batman, he's like, these people are only good as the world allows them to be. When I take away law and order, they'll eat each other, something like that. I'm paraphrasing, right? I'm going off memory. And then in the interrogation scene, Batman's beating the crap out of him, and the Joker tells him, "You got nothing. You got nothing. All your strength, you got nothing." I was in that scene. Joker reveals his worldview to Batman, and in the hospital scene, Joker reveals his worldview to Harvey Dent even more. He's an agent of chaos. Why? Because it's funny. Because it's absurd, right? If reality equals material, there's no meaning, there's no transcendence, there's no spirituality, there's no sacredness, there's absolutely nothing in the secular humanist worldview. They're LARPing as Christians, they're LARPing as human beings. Like, that's how pathetic and sad and terrible their axiom and their worldview is. And Christopher Nolan demonstrates this idea beautifully, beautifully with the Joker is the best actor in that movie. Everybody else is okay. The Joker nails it. He nails it because that worldview is not hard to figure out. Like, you can figure out, okay, if reality equals just the material and everything else is made up, like Matt Dillahunty said, "Oh, I like to make up meaning and truth and human rights." Then you're a LARPer. Then you're a LARPer, right? And Joker gonna test that. He's like, "Well, yeah, let's see how how much meaning you can put into your human rights and quote unquote truth, whatever truth is to a secular humanist. It's whatever they want it to be. It's whatever their interpretation of the data is with their presuppositions, and it's whatever they feel like caring about, right? Because they're just meat computers, they're just meat robots, right? They're just random, accidental. Everything's an accident. Nothing has any meaning, right? It's the dumbest thing possible that it makes you LARP as a human being. That's how crazy it is. And on the ferry, that's where Joker that's where his axiom test, his axiom hunting fails. That's the only one that fails. He actually beats Batman. He actually beats Harvey Dent. He actually beats the cops. He works the cops, Harvey Dent and Batman, like a part-time job. He breaks all their axiom, runs circles around them because he knows their worldview better than they do. He knows it's arbitrary. He knows it. He knows it. He's logically consistent. He knows it. But in the ferry, that's where his axiom hunting fails. The citizens almost follow through. They take a secular democratic vote. That's just hilarious, right? It shows you the mind of the normie, the mind of the Western thinker now. Let's take a vote, to blow up this ferry full of prisoners, right? And then we get uh, Debo, right? Debo from Friday, Tiny Zeus Lester. Um, he comes up as a scary criminal, tattoos and branding all over his face and neck, and he tells the prison guard, "Hey, he's with the detonator. He's like, hey, give me the detonator. I'll do it. You can say that I took it from you, right? Because you're not prepared to do this crazy, crazy deed. I'll do it." Right? And what does he do? He grabs the detonator and throws it right out the window. And he goes and sits and he prays with a group of other inmates. They sit down and they pray. Gee, I wonder what worldview they had. They were Christians. Ain't that something? Ain't that interesting? They were Christians and they sacrificed themselves for good. See, because their worldview is grounded in a transcendent being that is the ground of morality, the good and the true and the beautiful, right? Their worldview actually has a ground, actually has an accounting, actually is justified, and there is meaning and there is truth, and there's all these things that the secular humanist, the nihilist, the absurdist doesn't have. They have it. They have it. And that's where Joker's They're the only ones that survived and broke his axiom test. They're the only ones that didn't do what Joker thought they would do. They're the only ones. The Christian worldview. Those are the ones. Debo. Debo's a Christian in real life. He was in that movie for a reason, I think, because he actually was a Christian in real life. He passed away already. Yeah, he played a Christian. He sacrificed himself for the good because he has an actual moral grounding in reality, right? You see the two different worldviews now, right here on Batman: secular humanist, nihilist, absurdist versus Christian. Joker tests everybody, they all fail miserably. He kicks all their asses. He knows them better than they know themselves, except the handful of Christians that were prisoners on that boat. They broke his game. They broke his game. They broke his conclusion. He thought the logical conclusion would be they're gonna blow themselves up. They didn't. That is literally worldview, worldviews versus worldviews, axioms versus axioms in a movie right there. The Joker is absurdism. He's a consistent absurdist. He's logical in his worldview. He's logically consistent in his worldview. Everybody else, Batman, Harvey Dent, the police, the citizens, the mob, they're all LARPing. They have arbitrary axioms like money and power for the mob. Batman's weird uh, arbitrary rule that he can't delete nobody, even though that would save a bunch of people's lives, right? And then the cops are lying like crazy. They're Harvey Dent. It's all like noble lie stacked on noble lie stacked on noble lie. As soon as the arbitrary systems start collapsing, they just build more arbitrary lies. Oh, Harvey Dent he's the White Knight and Dark Knight and Batman. He's the one. They blame Batman for all the stuff Two-Face Harvey Dent did because the truth can't come out. Because if it did, it would crush their fake arbitrary system that's grounded in nothing because they're secular humanists, right? This is masterfully done. Masterfully done. And yeah, that's what I wanted to show you, that Dark Knight demonstrates my thesis and my idea about these two LARPers, the secular humanist, the nihilist, and the absurdist. All that equals the, the logical conclusion of the secular humanist gets run. The equation runs to nihilism. Nihilism, the equation goes to the absurdism, and the absurdism goes to the Joker. Why not? Who cares? Right? It's funny. Let's laugh. It's all fake anyways. Let's do whatever we want. That's the Joker. That's absurdism ran to its logical conclusion. And the only thing that beats it was a worldview grounded in God. Need I say more? There it is right there. The movie, that is the worldview versus worldview movie. That's the undertones of the movie. If you caught it, it's all right there. Secular humanism is a self-defeating worldview because it makes you LARP as a human being. It makes you LARP as a Christian, the very thing that secular humanists can't stand.